So you finally found someone that was willing to tie the knot with you? Good for you, because I thought you were just gonna grow into an old maid forever single. It took you long enough, though. You've already had a 10-year head start compared to me. Poor man, though. All the good prospects were already taken, so we had to settle for you? Or did he actually choose to marry you? In that case, I'd like to see what kind of loser he is, especially since he couldn't find anyone better than you. Will you just stop saying things like that? When are you gonna grow up and learn how to be more respectful? Do you really enjoy criticizing everything about me all the time? It doesn't matter if I enjoy it or not, I'm just stating the facts. The only thing you're better at than me is studying. You've always gotten better grades than me, but I'm way more attractive than you. And I don't know why, but everyone always made such a fuss over you and admired your achievements. But look at where that left you. Everyone else is happily married with kids, but you only just found a husband. You don't have to make it sound like it's such a bad thing. Besides, everyone pampered you ever since you were kids because you were so cute. I don't even understand why you're always trying to get back at me. I'm not trying to get you back for anything. Like I said, I'm just stating the facts, and it's how I really feel. Because just look at you. How can I not pick on you? Everything about you is a complete joke. I still can't believe that you were able to find someone who wants to marry you. It's like a miracle. Fine, whatever. Oh, and I have some big news myself, too. I'm also getting married. Oh, really? I had no idea. But how great. Congratulations. Yep, thank you. I feel kind of bad, though, since we're getting married around the same time, but I'm 10 years younger than you. I promise that I didn't plan for it to be this way. But it's going to make it more obvious that you're getting married much later in life, so I'm sorry about that. Right. I strongly doubt you even feel the least bit sorry about anything. But don't worry, because it doesn't bother me at all. It's not like getting married is the ultimate goal in life. There's so many other ways to live a full and happy life. Yeah, right. It only sounds like you're pretending that it doesn't bother you. You don't have to put up a front or anything. You'll only end up making a bigger fool of yourself. Oh, and about my wedding date. It's gonna be on the same day as your wedding. What? What do you mean by that? Well, because you're getting married in June, and I want to be a June bride as well. It's always been my dream to be a summertime bride. And since all our relatives should have adjusted their schedules to accommodate your wedding already, I just thought it makes sense to have mine on the same day. I don't understand. You can still have a June wedding that's not on the same day as mine. Are you doing this intentionally? Of course! Isn't that more thrilling? Now we'll see once and for all which one of us is the superior one. And I just know that all our relatives will be coming to my wedding instead. Are you sure about that? My wedding date was set way before yours, and I've already sent out all the invitations. It'll only make you look bad for sending your invitations for the exact same date. No, you don't get it, do you? I'm sure that everyone prefers to see the prettier and younger bride, which is me. Why would they waste their time to attend the wedding of someone as old and ugly as you? There's no fun in that. It looks like you're going to end up having a sad wedding, but too bad. Does your husband know about all this? How you're trying to sabotage my wedding? No decent person would knowingly agree to have their wedding on the same day as their fiancé's sister. Did he even try to talk you out of it? Of course not. I'm just going to tell everyone that it was you who planned your wedding on the same day as mine. Oh, I see what you're doing. You're just going to make me look like the bad guy? First of all, have you ever given any thought to the embarrassment I feel about having a 38-year-old sister who's still unmarried? What kind of nerve do you have being all giddy about having a wedding at that age? Fine, whatever, you can do what you want. Oh no, are you mad? You make me laugh. Anyways, I have to go back to work now. I wonder how many people will fall for me today after I prepare their perfect cup of coffee. I bet they only see the good side of you at the coffee shop. If only they can see what you're really like on the inside. Don't worry, that'll never happen. I have to keep my image up as the most popular barista here. My looks are more than enough to get things done my way. Oh, but it doesn't work like that for people who aren't as good looking as me, huh? And it doesn't matter how friendly you might be either. I guess that's why you just don't understand. Okay, sure, go on to work now. You don't want to be late.
Hey Andrea, do you have a minute?
Hi Ken, sure, what can I do for you?
There's something I wanted to tell you. I'm actually getting married soon as well.
Wow, that's great news. Congratulations.
Thank you, but I have some unfortunate news as well.
What is it?
Well, the date of my wedding is actually the same as yours. So I'm sorry to say, but I won't be able to attend your wedding.
Oh, that's a shame. I was looking forward to seeing you there, but there's nothing we can do about it. It's your own wedding day, so I hope you go and make the best of it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Thank you. I really appreciate your kindness. But you've been my mentor ever since I started working here, so I feel pretty terrible that I won't be able to celebrate your special day with you.
Like I said, there's nothing we can do about it, so don't worry. Besides, I'm just as disappointed that I won't be able to attend your wedding either.
Yes, I know. So I've been trying to convince my fiancée to change the date because there's still time. But she's quite adamant about having the wedding on this particular date. She says that the date is non-negotiable, and she won't even give me a chance to reason with her.
Oh, that's too bad then. Well, I'm sure your fiancé has her reasons for choosing that date, so you can't really blame her for that. But if I remember correctly, hasn't it only been a few months since you started dating this girl? It seems a bit soon to think about marriage, but I guess you're really serious about her.
Yes, but she has a very strong desire to get married as soon as possible, so I feel like she rushed me into proposing. But I love her, so it's something that I was already thinking about.
I see. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Every couple has their own way of doing things. And as long as you're both happy, then it must be the right thing for the two of you.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel as well.
By the way, how did you and your fiancé meet again?
She works at a cafe where I always get my morning cup of coffee, and she was the one who actually asked me out first. But it quickly turned into a serious relationship.
Oh, that's right. It's funny because that's exactly how my sister met her current fiancé. Young people these days are so assertive. I can never imagine myself doing something like that.
What a funny coincidence. So your sister is also engaged now? It seems like everyone is getting married now.
Yes, but my sister, she's really manipulative and mean sometimes. I just don't know what to do with her. She's the type of person to set her wedding date on the same day as mine after I've already sent out the invitations.
Are you serious? Actually, my fiancée was saying something similar to your situation. But in her case, it was her older sister that intentionally set the same wedding date as ours. I just can't believe that some people can actually be so rude and inconsiderate.
What? The same thing happened to you. I didn't think it was possible for there to be someone as wicked as my sister.
I know, you've mentioned before that you and your sister don't really get along that well. Has it always been that way?
Yes, I guess so. We were never that close, even when we were little. I mean, there's a 10-year gap between us anyway, so we didn't have much in common then. By the time she hit puberty, I was already out of the house. Even so, she always wanted whatever I had. She even tried to hit on my boyfriend one year on Christmas.
I can't believe that your sister even tried to steal your boyfriends. That must have made you really angry. I can see why you're not very close with her.
Yes, and everything that she took from me, she's never even given back to me. When we were kids, every time I brought home any kind of award, she always ripped them up out of jealousy. And one time, she shoved me down the stairs the day before a big track and field meet. I actually ended up breaking my arm from that fall.
That's insane! She must be some kind of psycho. I never met anyone in my life that would treat their own sister in such a horrible way. How did you even manage to live like that?
Well, it all led up to me meeting my amazing husband, so it's not even worth thinking about it anymore. My husband wasn't swayed one bit by my sister, like some of my previous boyfriends were, so that's why I knew for sure that he was the one I wanted to marry. I guess you can say that everything my sister did to me was just a means to an end.
I see. No wonder you're such a generous and understanding person then.
I'm not sure if that's exactly the reason, but I can assure you that I've had to deal with quite the ordeal throughout the years.
In that case, I feel even more terrible about not being able to attend your wedding.
That's nothing to worry about. We can share one another's wedding stories after it's all done.
Yes, I guess so. Thanks for understanding.
Of course. I'll see you in the office then. Are you getting ready to walk down the aisle in an empty chapel? It must be really lonely not having anyone to invite to your wedding. Sorry that our weddings are taking place on the same day. I don't know if I told you, but all our relatives would much rather attend my wedding than yours because it's a much prettier bride than you. I wouldn't be so sure. Your fiancé is here right now begging for my forgiveness. Why do you think that is? What? I don't understand. Ah, so you're oblivious. Well, sorry to rain on your parade, but someone needs to fill you in on your cluelessness. I just told your fiancé about your whole scheme and what kind of person you truly are. He wants to call off the wedding, by the way. What? What kind of joke is this? Why don't you just accept the fact that I'm the superior one? Stop making up lies like an immature child. I'm only telling the truth. Whether you want to believe it or not is up to you, though. That can't be true. He said that he needed to stop by the office this morning, but he promised to make it back to the chapel in time for our wedding. I'm sure he's on his way already. You'll see, as soon as he shows up, it'll be obvious that you're lying. Really? It doesn't sound like he wants to marry you anymore, though. He said he refuses to marry someone as manipulative and mean as you. I have no idea what you're talking about. First of all, there's no way that you can possibly know my fiancé. I've never introduced you guys. That's right. But there's no need for any introductions. Kenneth is one of my team members at work. In fact, I'm actually his supervisor. What? No way, that has to be a lie. It's too much of a coincidence. But how do you know his name? Because I'm telling the truth. This morning, there was a problem with one of our very important clients that needed to be taken care of urgently. The two of us were called in to take care of the problem right away, and we were finally able to resolve the issue. And that's when we figured out what was going on, since we were both missing our weddings to be in the office. Are you serious? Is that even possible? What did you tell him? Oh, I told him everything. I know that you were bad-mouthing me in front of him to make me seem like the evil older sister. But I told him that it was all a lie and that in fact you are the real evil one. What? There's no way he believed anything you said. Of course he believed me. I showed him all of our text messages to prove my point. And besides, Ken has worked alongside me ever since he first joined our company. So he's known me for much longer than you, as a matter of fact. He knows that I'm not the type of person who would sabotage something as important as my sister's wedding. Fine, whatever. So what happened after that? Will you let him go already so that he can get married to me? Didn't you hear me the first time? He has no intention of marrying you anymore. Huh? Why? I'm sure you know how honest and genuine Ken is. So he never even doubted you, despite all the lies you told him. But I think he finally realized what an awful person you really are. He was just apologizing to me profusely on your behalf. What? Why would he do that? Besides, he can't just decide not to show up now. It's too last minute. What am I supposed to do? Both of our families and relatives will be here any minute now. Oh, there's no need to worry about at least half of those guests. Everyone that was supposed to attend from your side of the family are already here at my wedding. Huh? What do you mean? It was pretty obvious that you set the same wedding date on purpose, so all our relatives never had the intention of going to your wedding in the first place, especially since they'd already received my invitation. That can't be true. Everyone told me they'd attend my wedding. Sure, they said they'd attend, but only if you changed your wedding date, right? So I'm afraid that they'll all be here at my wedding today. Did they really say that? I don't really remember them saying anything like that. Why is everything going so wrong? It's supposed to be my wedding day today. That's because everything you do is always half-hearted. None of our relatives took you seriously, you know? They just thought that you were acting out again because you were jealous of me, like always. What do you mean, again? Did you actually think that they never noticed? You gotta be kidding me. They've known all along how you always insult me and how you've always looked down on me. How did they know all that? Why? It's pretty obvious from the way you talk to me. I would be surprised if they didn't know what was going on. Do you remember that one time Mom and Dad scolded you for something you did? You didn't want to accept your punishment, so instead you took your anger out on me. Since then, they decided that it would be better for everyone's peace of mind to let you do things your own way and not interfere in anything. So, is that why everyone decided to attend your wedding instead? That's just unfair! Stop acting like such a child. You can feel free to call me whatever you want, but the way you think and behave are way too immature. What did you say? Anyways, so that's what's going on now. Oh, and by the way, Ken says that he's going to attend my wedding now. I guess you'll just have to stay at home, all by your lonely self now. Shut up! I haven't been able to get a hold of Ken this whole time. Tell him to answer his phone. He probably doesn't want to talk to you after everything I told him. He said he was disappointed in you, and that you had him completely fooled. If only you didn't plan such an outright scheme to hurt me, things could have turned out differently. You could have been happily married right now, without making enemies along the way. Fine, I get it. I may have gotten a bit carried away with this, but I'll stop now. You have to explain to my fiancé that something like this won't ever happen again. There's no way we can call off the wedding now. Everyone will think I'm such a loser. To be honest, it really doesn't seem like you regret anything you've done. But since it's my wedding day today, I have much more important things to be thinking about right now. I'm just going to leave this matter up for another day. But I promise that you'll never be able to interfere in my life ever again. Enjoy your empty wedding. I'll send you some pics tomorrow. After that, Lisa came storming into the wedding and tried to force Ken to leave the wedding with her. She kicked and screamed when security tried to stop her, and the police finally had to get involved and take her away. After that, I had no choice but to explain everything that happened leading up to that day to all of the guests. Lisa was completely humiliated in front of her family and friends, but at least she had the decency to beg for their forgiveness. Having had enough of her immature behavior over the years, Lisa's family and friends decided to finally cut all ties with her. Perhaps this was the reality check she needed to at least become the proper and respectable adult that she should have been. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to see more content.